Welcome back to an episode of Let's Build Twitter. We are in episode 98. And in this episode, we continue work on the homepage of Twitter by setting up the navigation bar. To do this, we create a new component called navigation that lives in the global components folder. And we lay out and import all the SVGs that we went through and created in the last episode to create this. Finally, we set up all the CSS for the navigation bar to make it look and respond just like Twitter's navigation bar. As always, I'm Ethan Encoder, and let's hop straight into development. What we're going to go and do is inside of our components, we are going to make a new folder. We're going to call this navigation because this one goes on every page, outside of the login page, obviously. We're going to make a new file and call this navigation. Navigation.tsx. I'm going to go and make a new file and call it navigation.css as well. And let's close out of this. So the first thing I'll do is import React from React. And I'll also go ahead and import our /navigation.css. Then we'll export const navigation is a React.fc, and this is just going to have no props or anything. I don't think it's ever going to need props. Maybe it will. We'll see. It doesn't return anything, so we need to go ahead and return this, and then we will figure out our navigation. So we're going to start out with a div with the class name equal to navigation. And inside here, we'll have a nav bar. So nav with a class name equal to, we're going to call this navigation dash container. And then in here, we'll have a link. So we'll need to go ahead and import link. And this is going to be to /home, which now I kind of understand why it's like this, because it's a thing, not a thing, because it's going to be on every page. At first, I'm like, why is it like this? But it makes sense. This will be a class name equal to navigation dash logo dash bg, because the logo kind of has a hover effect, and it's going to have an image inside of it with a class name equal to navigation dash logo, and the source is going to equal to, and it's going to be blue logo. So now we need to go ahead and actually grab that. So we need to import, and I don't like how it does this. Need to import blue logo from .. all the way to assets / and it's going to be Twitter large blue, I believe. And I can actually double check to make sure that I did that correctly. And yep, we're good to go. So now we have that, and then we need to go ahead and make some more divs. So div class name equal to, and this is going to be equal to our navigation item. Item. And then we're going to need a link, and this is going to be to whatever, and this have a class name equal to navigation dash link. And this one we haven't determined yet. And then inside here, we're going to have whatever. So this will be our home SVG for this one, home SVG. Our height is going to equal to 26. Our width is going to equal to 26. And then our P, we'll have a P tag in here, the class name equal to navigation dash text. And it's also going to have a navigation dash active. We're going to switch this between whichever one we're active on, home. And now we can do the magical thing of copy and pasting. So now after home, we need explore. So now we're going to say explore SVG. And there we go. And then this is going to say explore, like so. And then we're going to copy paste again. And now it's going to say now it's going to say notifications SVG and notifications. And after notifications, I'm going to say messages. So now we need our messages SVG. Oops, messages SVG. And this will say messages. And then after messages, we're going to have, oh, and instead of active, this needs to say inactive. And inactive, and inactive, and inactive. And we're going to figure out a way to swap these. So after messages is lists. So list SVG and lists. I have no idea what lists are. I'll have to figure that out. There's a lot of stuff we have to figure out here. After lists is communities. So then we'll grab our communities. And we'll say communities. And then after communities, we have verified. So grab verified. Oh, verified. Make sure I grab the right thing. Verified SVG. Verified. After verified is profile. So it took a lot less time to set this stuff up than it did to actually get the SVG's profile. And another one more of these. Now we have more. So more SVG. More SVG. More. Now, of course, this is just the navigation. Now underneath this, inside the nav, we need a button, class name equal to, and this is going to say navigation dash post dash button. And inside here, it's going to say post. All right, and then outside the nav bar, we got a little bit more. So now we have a div, like class name equal to, and whoops, equal to, and this is going to say navigation dash options. And inside of navigation options, we're going to have an image, class name equal to navigation dash options dash PFP. The source is going to be linked below. This is literally just a placeholder generic profile picture here. And again, I'll put it in the link in the description below inside the assets folder. Div class name is going to be equal to navigation dash options dash info dash display name. And I probably should have had a dash there. I'll say display name. And this one, I'm just hard coded to unknown coder currently. And this is going to be something that we need to actually pull from state, but we're not doing it right now. We'll have another P. And this shouldn't be, this should be a P tag, not just unknown coder. So let me fix that. We should just have options dash info here. We should have a P tag here with unknown coder inside. There we go, unknown coder. And then this is going to be a class name equal to, and then it'll be navigation dash options dash info dash display name. And then we'll have another P tag, the class name equal to navigation dash options dash info dash handle. And again, this one will have to be grabbed from state. We shouldn't have this one actually stored in state, but at unknown coder. And then outside that div, we're going to have, make sure options, yep, options info. Then outside that, we're going to have one more P, the class name equal to navigation dash options dash dot dot dot. It's going to have 3 dots. All right, so that is like the main navigation. Now, obviously we don't have any CSS, and let me double check this. So we have our div options info, which ends here for name, or I guess navigation options. And we have our navigation options info with unknown coder and unknown coder. And then, okay, I think that's all good. Now we're not going to be able to see much here because one, we haven't put it in there. So if we actually go into home and throw this into navigation, then we say navigation like that. Doesn't take any prompts. Now it's going to look like so. Well, actually it kicks us out. This needs to be fixed. Everything's too big and we have all this here, but all of our information's there. So now what we need to do is we need to go ahead and do the CSS for it. So what we can go and do is fill out the CSS, and this is going to take a hot minute probably. So now in our navigation.css, let's go ahead and say dot navigation to start. This is kind of just a width of 100%, a height of 100%, and then a small padding around the entire thing of about 1px. This could probably be bumped up a little bit, but it is what it is. We have our navigation-logo-bg. In here, we have a width of 50px, a height of 50px, a display, a flex, a justify content of center, and align items of center. And then we need a dot navigation logo bg hover, because there's a hover effect. So our border radius is 100% on this one, and the background color is going to be RGBA, and it's 15, 20, 25.1. And that's something I actually yoinked from Twitter, so that's the actual proper color. And I should probably go back through and update a bunch of the hovers, but I digress. Navigation-logo. The width of the logo will be 28px, and the height of the actual logo will be 28px. 28px. I could type, and now we should start being able to see some changes. So there we go. Obviously these aren't perfect, and I forgot the messages width and height or something. So let's go back and double check messages. So messages SVG height width. So that means that probably inside of the SVG's messages notes there, props.height, props.width. Not sure why. No, it's lists that's broken. Let's check lists. Lists. Yep, I forgot the height and width. Height equal to props.height. Width. Oh, and I broke that. Height width equal to props.width. And fix this. There we go. Now we should be able to see we're getting somewhere. We've got our we got our icons and everything. All right, now we got our logo. We got a logo BG. Now I need our navigation items. Dot navigation dash item. This is going to be a width of 100%. Pretty simple. Then we have the stuff we actually need. Dot navigation dash link. So now our navigation link will be width of fit content. They're all kind of different size based on the content. Display is going to be flex. Our justify content is flex start. And our align items are center. And then, whoops, we have a small padding or a bit of padding around 12px and a text decoration of none. And now you're going to really start seeing some changes here. So now they're side by side like we kind of expect them to be. And then now we need the hover. So dot navigation dash link on hover. So in here, we're going to have a background color of that same RGBA of 15, 20, 25, and 0.1. And then we're going to have a border radius. Whoops. Border radius of about 27 px. And that should be good. And now we should start being able to see this. And now this is kind of scuffed because there's some weird stuff going on with the p tags, whatever tags we're using in there. Yeah, the p tags, so we need to fix those. And I think communities is, oh no, it's right. Okay, now we got that. Now we need to fix the navigation text dot navigation dash text. And with the navigation text, we're gonna have margin of 0, padding of 0, and that should fix a bunch of stuff. Color is going to be 141.171. And I think this is supposed to be A, maybe. That's not the right color. What did I break? Navigation text should be, I think it's supposed to be black. We check Twitter. Yeah, it's supposed to be like a gray color. So we need to go into app real quick. And I think it's supposed to be this black color. And I must have typoed something. There we go. And actually, I think the active, it looks like the active font. No, I think it's the same color. One's just bolder than the other one, so that's fine. Font size is 20 px. Our padding on the top will have a little bit. Padding dash top is about 1 px. Then we'll have a margin on the left of about 20 px to get some space in between the icon and the text. We'll have our dot navigation dash active. And all this is going to say is font weight is equal to 700. It's a little bit thicker. The dot navigation. Whoops. Navigation dash inactive is going to be about font dash weight of about 400. So now we should really start seeing things come together. We can see, oh, there we go. And obviously this is going to be white. You're not going to be able to see the purple. So it's going to be not looking exactly like this. It'll look a little bit better. So now we just need a post button, and these are looking pretty good. But now what we got is our dot navigation post button dash post dash button, margin of 0, padding of 12 px. Color is going to be F5, F8, FA. Obviously, we need to do this. And then we need a font dash size of 17 px. We need a font dash weight of 600. We need a margin dash left of 12 px. We need a margin dash top of 6 px. We need a border. Oh, we need a width of 235 px. We need a border of none, a border dash radius of 50 px. And then, oh, that should be 25 px. 25, and we need a height of 50 px. Then we need a background color of RGB. And then 29, 161, 242. I'm not sure why I did RGB in this case and not just hex, but it is what it is. And then cursor is going to be pointer. So now our navigation button should look pretty good. There we go. We're going to have a hover effect on that. So we'll say dot navigation post button. And then we're going to have a background color. Oh, make sure we put hover in there. Hover. So now our navigation post button will be 1A, 91DA. It's going to be slightly darker blue. You can barely tell, but it's there. Cursor will be pointer. Whoops. And now that should set up that. Take a look. Here we go. Looks nice. Got our hover effects and everything else. And then the last section, the options section, navigation dash options. And now our width will be 100%. Our height is going to be 60px. Our padding will be 12px. Our display will be flex. Our align dash items will be center. Our justify content will be flex start. Oops. And our border radius will be 30px. And we will have a margin top of about 6px. We're going to have a cursor pointer. Now we need our dot navigation options hover. Options : hover, because Twitter loves its hover effect, I guess. We're going to have a background color of the same thing we had before, RGBA of 15, 20, 25.1, and then border radius. I don't think I need to add them on both, but I do anyway. Border radius of 30px. It's probably fine not to add them to both, but I like to play it safe. Now we have our dot navigation dash options dash profile picture. And this is just going to be a width of 40px, height of 40px, and then finally a border radius of 100%. We want it to be a circle, and our object fit will be cover. And now we should start seeing some changes here. There we go. We just need to make it look prettier. And now after that, we have our options info, navigation dash options dash info. And inside of our this, we're just going to have a margin left of 12px and our margin right of 40px. And then we'll actually go ahead and update these. So dot navigation dash options dash info dash display dash name. And now we'll have a margin of 0, padding of 0, get rid of the default text stuff, font size, like a type, font size of 15px, then a color, and this is the same color as up here that I somehow broke. So I'm going to say, actually, there it is. This color. There we go. The black and the font weight I got at 800. There's the display name and dot navigation dash options dash info dash handle. It's going to be similar. Margin 0, our padding 0, our font size 0, our font size is 15px, and our color is going to be 6577, and then 86. It's going to be like a grayish color. And then finally our font weight, it's going to be pretty thin, 400. And finally, but not least, our dot navigation dash options dash dot dot dot. And now again, margin of 0, padding of 0, a margin dash bottom of 10px. Now a font dash size of 18px. Gonna have a color of this black. And finally, it's gonna have a font dash weight of 800. Save that. And that's not quite the right color, and I goofed something. So I don't know if this is supposed to be margin. Let's see. This gray color is way too light. So let me go ahead and check the navigation file again. It says it's right. Let's check Twitter. The Twitter looks like this. The real Twitter looks like this. So it might be because of the weird purple background, which you can get rid of. But this is still broken. So we got something not quite right for our margin bottom. So it's not this. This has 0 margin and 0 padding. This has 0 margin and 0 padding. So let's double check something. Margin left, margin right. That's fine. This should be fine as well. So let's see. Why are you... There's some sort of hidden margin or something on one of these two. There's no margin, so I don't know why this one has margin. So the display name has no style to it. So I copied something wrong. Let's see. Navigation, options, info, display name. I spelled something wrong. Let's see. I forgot the info. Oh, I didn't forget the info. Navigation. Spelled navigation wrong here. Navigation and navigation. I was gonna say, there we go, much better. And I think let's go ahead and take off the background color of the home.css, because I don't care about the spaces now. We should see a much better accurate depiction of what this looks like. And there we have it. And it looks like the Twitter side navigation. Now, obviously, these don't do anything yet, and we need to make sure that we can change them to active and everything like that. But that's what that's going to look like. Unfortunately, that's going to be it for today. If you guys enjoyed, please stick around for the next episode by hitting that subscribe button. You'll know exactly when it comes out, especially with that bell icon. If you did enjoy the content today, please sure to leave a thumbs up. If you did enjoy it, leave a thumbs down. Either way, it helps out with the algorithm all the same. And finally, if you have any suggestions or feedback for me, make sure you leave a comment down below. With that being said, I appreciate you all for watching. Stay tuned for the next episode. Peace out, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.